Awakened One's Vow. When I, a bodhisattva of no rank, look through awakened eyes at the real form of this universe, all that appears is the never-ending, never-failing manifestation of the mysterious unfolding of truth. In any event, in any moment, and in any place, none can be other than the marvelous revelation of the interplay of this glorious light. This realization has been the transformational moment, causing all of our masters and mentors, patriarchs and matriarchs, to experience true freedom and joy beyond comprehension, and to then extend tender care with a worshiping heart to all beings, beasts and birds, trees and flowers, even rocks and waters. This realization teaches us, reveals to us, that our daily food and drink, clothes and protections of life are the very warm flesh and blood, the merciful incarnation of this ever-present living divine mystery. Who then can be ungrateful or disrespectful, even to senseless things, as well as human beings? Even though some may appear to be fools or so-called enemies, we will remember to be warm and compassionate toward them. If by chance they should turn against us, abuse and persecute us, we will remember our fearless heart, our path of wisdom, compassion, nonviolence, and skillful means. Before we react, we will consider deeply our personal and collective karma that brought these conditions and circumstances upon ourselves. Then, with each moment's arising flash of our normal feelings and thoughts, we will simultaneously recognize within us a field of pure awareness, wisdom, compassion, and skillful means. All of our minds will now reveal a true awakened one, a Christ, a Buddha, a Tara, compassionately aware and ready, fearless and wise, acting skillfully and appropriately. Then, all of our combined actions will create a new world, a world of love and caring, defended and ordered. May we awaken and recognize this mind throughout the whole universe, so that we and all beings together may experience maturity in awakened mind wisdom. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning out there. The piece we just read, a somewhat modernized version of what's known as the Bodhisattva's Vow, is to me one of the most impactful pieces that I'm familiar with. And each time we read this before our sitting periods, something stirs in me, something gets excited. And I want to take some time today to try to begin to unpack this. And perhaps have some conversation. When I, a bodhisattva of no rank, look through awakened eyes at the real form of the universe, all that appears is the never-ending, never-failing manifestation of the mysterious unfolding of truth. As I practice, as I quiet down, as my mind settles, as my heart opens, truth is revealed to me. Truth is more present, more accessible. And in realizing this, I'm reminded that this has been something that people have experienced and practiced for eons. The old masters were right, regardless of the tradition. The oneness of all beings, interconnectedness of everything. The Dharma unfolded. Whether it's a Christian mystic or a Sufi, a Taoist, doesn't matter. They're all pointing at the same thing. That realization teaches us that food and drink, clothes and protections of life are the very word flesh and blood, the incarnation of this ever-present living divine mystery. When I can see clearly the nature of things, the nature of reality, the nature of the Dharma, I see the causal relationships, the miracle of being human, the miracle of being alive and part of the Dharma. So if I see all that, if I get that, or if I even get a sniff of it, blood out, like you all have, like we all have, like we all have. Then there's a promise there, or there's an encouragement, a seduction there. Yes? Maybe if I continue to look at this, maybe if I continue to look inside and see the Dharma even more clearly, who can be ungrateful or disrespectful even to senseless things as well as human beings? Even though some may appear to be fools or so-called enemies, we will remember to be warm and compassionate toward them. Check that out for yourself. We live in contentious times. Then again, we've always lived in contentious times. We've always, the human experience is contentious. If I look closely in me, since I'm the only one I can do anything about, even though someone appears to be a fool or so-called enemy, I will remember to be warm and compassionate. You'll back up the piece. It's telling us that everything is the way it's supposed to be. Everything is lined up in a way that cannot be different. So why would I be angry and violent or vindictive toward other people? It can't be any other way. Sensible? And if by chance they should turn against us, abuse and persecute us, we will remember our fearless heart, our path of wisdom, compassion, nonviolence, and skillful means. Before we react, we will consider deeply our personal and collective karma that brought these conditions and circumstances upon ourselves. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. Don't you understand? You know how badly you hurt me? How can you think like that? That's ridiculous. Ignorant. And that's the stuff that goes on all the time. Right? It goes on geopolitically, it goes on in our neighborhood, it goes on in our relationships. Those kinds of projections of my feelings about you. My feelings about the nature of things. You son of a bitch. If anybody ever says something like that to you, you should laugh, just like Cody. Because we are all part of the Tao. We're all part of the now. And I have to take responsibility. And it's best that I understand that I'm responsible for my feelings. You're not. You're not. And I believe that that takes real maturity and real discipline to own my stuff. Doesn't mean I have to like your behavior or approve of your decision making. But if my feelings are my feelings, my thoughts are mine, and I can express my displeasure in an open and loving way. I can express my confusion. Tell me more about that, because I don't understand. That's the Tao at work. Make sense? Make sense? And then with that arising flash of our normal feelings and thoughts, we will simultaneously recognize within us a field of pure awareness, wisdom, compassion, and skillful means. That's what I'm pointing to. when I feel disturbed, when I feel conflicted or fearful or anger, whatever is going on, it's incumbent upon me to go inside and see what's going on, so that I don't project it onto you, so that I don't project it onto a whole class of people, a whole race of people. Because that's completely inaccurate. It's unfair. Yeah, everybody's like that. No. And here we're bringing it home now. All of our minds will now reveal a true awakened one, Christ, the Buddha, Tara, compassionately aware and ready, fearless and wise, acting skillfully and appropriately. To skillfully respond to my feelings, to skillfully respond to any conflict I have with another person, is just makes life better for everybody. No one has ever had a good experience being called a son of a bitch. I don't think. It just doesn't seem like it would feel good. Maybe if you're in New Orleans. So this is an invitation for me to look at me, for me to see my role, for me to skillfully and compassionately engage with the other. And maybe the skillful piece is to walk away. Need a break. I don't like how I feel, I don't like where this is going, I'm going to walk away. And I love it. Yes? Yes? That's a skillful activity. That's a skillful response. And in this section, it's also pointing that if we practice, as we wake up, we will see our Buddha nature, our Christos, our awakening self. It's right there. Look in the mirror. And we will create a new world, a world of love and caring, defended and ordered. A world of love, a world of caring, compassion, order. It's beautiful, it brings tears to my eyes. It's right there. It's up to me to make that happen. No, it's up to me. And you, if you want to try it. So, the last section kind of takes me back to the first section, the last section. May we awaken and recognize this mind throughout the whole universe, the whole Dharma, so that we and all beings together may experience maturity in awakened mind wisdom. As the planet wakes up, as people wake up to the truth of the Dharma, to the interconnectedness, the interdependency, the impermanence, things are getting better. Things are getting better, in my judgment. This business now is a temporary manifestation. It'll go away. The old gods are dying, and the old gods don't like to die. Gods want to cling. Gods of illusion, gods of greed, gods of violence, of persecution, of sexism, racism. They're dying. They've been dying for 100 years. They don't want to give up without a fight. So it is incumbent on me to help encourage the new gods, the new way, so that all beings can live in peace, joy, and safety. As I said at the beginning, this is one of the most powerful pieces that I know of in the canon. I had a personal experience with this many years ago on a retreat in California. I promise I'll be brief. Sonoma Zen Center in Northern California has an immense wooden figure of Kanzeon, who's another version of this gal here, deity of compassion, hand carved, beautiful. It's a long story. I won't bore you with it. she wouldn't fit in this room. She's this huge gal. This big around at the base, beautiful folds in her cloak, features that are just magnificent. And I don't know why, but I was in the Zendo by myself and sitting in front of the statue, and I read this, and it was just life-changing. I got this, and it was really wonderful. She's a big gal, you should go see her. Big girl. So I see this piece and these ideas, I see this piece and these ideas as a promise. Promise that if we practice, if we open our mind, open our heart, be completely available and vulnerable, this is the world we're creating for ourselves as well as for everyone else. So I invite you to take what you want from this and leave the rest. Consider this as you read it in the future. And that's what I wanted to say today. Since we've started broadcasting, we don't have conversation anymore. And I don't know, is that practical? No?
I think it's appropriate to have a conversation.
Online?
Sure.
What do you all think? All right, let's have a conversation then. Anybody have a thought on that?
It's one of my favorite pieces as well. It sums up everything I believe the English practice.
You're pretty smart. We think alike, therefore you're correct. That old line, I've given this a lot of thought, and I know I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I like it because it sets the bar
Mm.
really high. A new world.
Mm.
And it's encouraging because, I mean, I'll speak for myself. Who doesn't want that? I do. I would go out on a limb and say maybe others do too. And so it's an invitation and encouragement to do work. And as long as you're doing work, then maybe this bar won't be hit, maybe it will, I don't know. But you're gonna come and make progress. And maybe I'm just saying that because I'm like, whew, I'm never gonna get there. But no, I like that. I appreciate you breaking it down. I'd like the cliff notes on how to deal with that.
The cushion.
What should I do, teacher? Sit down.
Shut up.
And what should I do? Sit some more. But how long will it take? Sit. Was it 20 years?
20 years.
20 years. Well, it's been 20 years, now what should I do?
Sit.
Sit. If there's nothing else, we can leave the room in order apparently for the whole month. So I think we have eminent domain now. Thank you all. Thank you all for video.